My friends, it is so good to be here with you today. Let me ask you something. How many of you feel deep inside that you're not living up to your full potential? How many of you feel there's more in you, more to give, more to achieve, more to experience, but somehow you just can't get yourself to take consistent action? I know that feeling. I've been there myself, full of ideas, full of ambition, and full of drive, but I just couldn't seem to follow through. I'd start with energy, I'd start with passion, but a few weeks later, I'd fizzle out. Have you ever felt that? Start strong, but then lose momentum? And I discovered something. It wasn't a lack of vision. It wasn't a lack of motivation. It wasn't even a lack of opportunity. The problem was simple. I had not trained myself to be consistent. I had not built the discipline to keep showing up when it got hard. That's the real secret. Consistency, one small word, but it carries enormous weight. Consistency is the foundation of every great achievement. Consistency is what separates the talkers from the doers, the dreamers from the achievers, the frustrated from the fulfilled. Think about it. A seed planted in the soil doesn't grow overnight. It takes consistent watering, consistent sunlight, consistent care. And so it is with life. You cannot achieve lasting change without consistent action. But here's the good news. Consistency is not a gift. It is not something you're born with or without. It is a skill, a muscle, a habit. And like every muscle, it can be trained, it can be strengthened, it can be developed. Now, it won't be easy. Let me tell you that. To be consistent requires sacrifice. It requires saying no to easy distractions. It requires showing up when you don't feel like it. It requires pushing through resistance, through self-doubt, through fatigue. But my friends, that is the price of greatness. That is the price of living your best life. Why is it so hard? Because human nature seeks comfort. We avoid discomfort. We like the easy way out. Our brains are wired to conserve energy. But comfort is the enemy of growth. If you want change, you must be willing to embrace discomfort. You must be willing to walk the hard road. Now let me share with you 3 principles that changed my life. 3 principles that helped me finally build consistency. The first is this: get clear on your why. Not a vague why, not a shallow why, a burning why. A reason so deep, so meaningful, so powerful that it pulls you through the darkest nights and the toughest days. Without a strong why, your consistency will crumble. You'll quit when the storm comes. But with a strong why, you'll stand firm. You'll keep going. You'll fight on. So let me ask you, what drives you? What inspires you? What fills you with purpose? What impact do you want to make on your life, on your family, on the world? Get clear on that. Write it down. Let it be the light that guides you. The second principle is accountability. It's easy to break a promise to yourself. It's easy to make excuses when no one is watching. But when you involve others, when you make yourself accountable to someone you respect, you raise the stakes. Accountability is a mirror. It shows you when you're slipping. It holds you to a higher standard. Find a mentor, find a coach, a small circle of trusted allies, not the whole world, not people who will judge or criticize, but people who believe in you, people who will call you out when you make excuses, people who will cheer you on and push you forward and remind you of the commitments you made. The third principle is intentional action, not random bursts of energy, not working hard one day and coasting the next. Intentional, steady, daily action. Build systems, build routines, build habits that carry you even when you're tired. Life is messy. Life is unpredictable. Life is full of distractions. And if you don't have a clear system, a reliable plan, then life will pull you away from your goals. So set a specific time each day for your most important work. Guard that time. Protect it like treasure. Break your goals into smaller steps. Build check-ins with someone who will hold you to account. And then, my friends, make habits your ally. We are creatures of habit. If you can turn the right actions into daily habits, you'll unlock incredible power. Reading a few pages a day, exercising a few minutes each morning, writing a little each evening. Small steps, but repeated, they create transformation. How do you build those habits? Start small. Don't try to change your whole life overnight. That leads to burnout. Start with one change. Keep it manageable. Next, make it easy. Remove obstacles. Lay out your clothes if you plan to exercise. Keep your book by the bed if you plan to read. And then, stack habits. Attach new habits to old routines. If you drink coffee in the morning, use that as your trigger to write or reflect or meditate. Small steps, simple actions, repeated daily. That's the recipe. And I want you to remember this. There will be setbacks. There will be days when you feel like quitting. There will be moments when resistance feels overwhelming. And that's okay. That's natural. Anything worth achieving will test you. Anything worth keeping will demand effort. But here's the beauty. When you force yourself to be consistent, when you keep showing up day after day, no matter what, that's when the magic begins. That's when doors open. That's when you tap into a strength you didn't know you had. That's when you discover resilience, focus, determination you never thought possible. Imagine what it would feel like to finally reach that goal you've been chasing for years. Imagine the pride of knowing you had the discipline to stay the course. Imagine how your life would change. Your relationships, your confidence, your sense of purpose. My friends, I know it can be done. I've lived it. I've seen it. I've failed many times. I've given up. I've slipped back into old patterns. But when I finally committed to consistency, when I forced myself to keep going, that's when everything changed. I built businesses. I wrote books. I traveled the world. I inspired others. And at the root of it all was not talent, not luck, not intelligence. It was consistency, the daily discipline of showing up. So I ask you today, are you ready? Are you ready to force yourself to be consistent? Are you ready to stop letting excuses and distractions control your future? Are you ready to commit to the habits, the discipline, the actions that will transform your life? Because the world needs more of you. The world needs more people who will rise above resistance, embrace the hard road, and do the work that matters. It won't be easy. It never is. But nothing worthwhile is easy. Easy won't change your life. Easy won't build your dreams. But consistency will. Discipline will. Daily action will. So let's make a pact today. Right here, right now. Let's decide that we will be consistent. We will support each other. We will hold each other accountable. We will rise together. Because the only limits we face are the ones we place on ourselves. And when we break those limits, when we force ourselves to be consistent, that's when we unleash our true potential. My friends, the future is yours for the taking. Let's get to work.